Game of the Final Judgment, Awakening of the Neopening. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 176 Deliberately Sent to Death. Zhang Fengwu used the SS-level flying sword killing technique to control only one blade. This only flying sword burst out with a dazzling cold light, frantically shuttled through the enemy group, and harvested the lives of hundreds of people. This was just a level 1 flying sword killing technique, and then Zhang Fengwu was burning with golden flames of true energy, and the majestic sword intent seemed to pierce the eyebrows of every enemy. Sword, come, swish, swish, swish. 50,000 sword blades broke free from the enemy's hands, and they could not be held at all. These flying swords were stacked neatly behind Zhang Fengwu, and he pointed them lightly. The silver-white flying sword dragon rolled crazily among the enemy groups, and the enemies it touched died instantly, and the damage of SSS-level swordsmanship was unimaginably high. The little phoenix was also thrown out by Zhao Yuan, and the enemies with a unit of 3,500 W would be enveloped by the eternal blazing sun, and Zhao Yuan lifted the effect of Xia Feng's oath, so that Phoenix fell into a situation of siege. Don't you need to save your pet? Although this beast is very powerful, it was besieged by a large number of enemies, and its blood volume obviously couldn't hold up. Zhao Yuan responded, this thing can't die. The phoenix is a symbol of fire, immortality and the sacred realm. It's good that the blood bar disappears. The little phoenix was set on fire by tens of millions of attacks, its blood volume was emptied, and it turned into a phoenix egg branded with scarlet lines. And in the egg form, the phoenix's defense and life attributes will be significantly improved. Zhao Yuan applied the oath effect to the phoenix egg. 3 minutes later, the phoenix was reborn from nirvana, and all attributes increased by 5 times. This is the bonus effect of the skill halo. After the nirvana once, the little phoenix turned into a real holy beast, and the eternal blazing sun unreservedly poured out deadly light and heat. President, I can't hold it anymore. Don't say 1.2 hours, even if it is 30 minutes, we can't hold it. Why is this Zhao Yuan becoming more and more perverted? The growth rate is too fast. Use us as a line of defense to buy time for the main force behind. Even the beautiful country can't give each of us a relegation subsidy, right? The mentality of some guild members collapsed. Their purpose was to delay Zhao Yuan's team and provide time for the main rear's killer moves. Unexpectedly, Zhao Yuan rushed to the battlefield so quickly. You must know that the time limit for the Demon King Crusade is 7 days. The 7th level president of the Kangaroo Kingdom yelled in the wartime channel, resurrect me. Use your life to pile up. Those who quit now will be blacklisted by our alliance of the beautiful country. If I can kill Zhao Yuan 10 times, I promise to upgrade you and let you join the ally organization of the beautiful country. The 7th level president of the Kangaroo country is a loyal ally of the beautiful country. Under coercion and temptation, a large number of players can only choose to resurrect and use their lives to delay time. Zhao Yuan also saw that something was wrong. Is this intentional death? Few players choose to quit after death. It stands to reason that after seeing the difference in combat power between the two sides, they should quit as soon as possible, so as to stop the loss. What are the enemies in the rear preparing? Is it a taboo method that they think can kill me? Zhong Wen turned on the possessed bone demon. More than a dozen bone demons formed by patchwork of half-level monarchs, with ridiculously high attributes, rolled and frolicked in the 7th level guild of the beautiful country, and knocked down many 3rd level defense towers. Do you need to pass these enemies directly? Go to the rear to destroy the enemy's plan. Sitting on the floating throne, Zhao Yuan said, no, I can't be defeated after extracting 10,000 enemy unit attributes, and I also have gold plastic skills, pure white shield active effect, destiny madman active effect. The cards of the immortal golden body were not used. Since these players want to pile up their lives and delay the time for the teammates in the rear, then we will give them the blessings and collect battlefield points like crazy. This time I want to get the orange troop pool. With the oath effect hanging on Guang Heron's body, she jumped directly to the 7th level guild resident in the beautiful country. Anyway, she is invincible. Activate the burning soul skill, and cut out dense sword gangs in the enemy's base camp. Guang Heron's knife can inherit a certain percentage of sharpness. Where the knife passes, the building is cut in half, and the enemy is cut in half. She even rushes to the enemy's resurrection point, waiting to kill the resurrected person. Chapter 177 2 New Skills. A clear golden light continuously flowed from Zhao Yuan's team, and players of level 60 to level 70 could provide high experience points after being killed. In addition, there is a nearly 20 times bonus of experience points. Zhao Yuan's level is constantly rising, and his battlefield points are also rising crazily. Sun Qiu's 5 astronomical skills enveloped the enemy guild, commanding the half-blood dragonmen, constantly switching legion formations to charge and kill at the enemy pile. The defensive towers in the guild buildings fired non-stop, and the sun rays and tornadoes swept through the enemy guild. It is worth mentioning that the latest 3-level firecracker tower, in the stronghold on the top of the tower, there are 2 firecrackers, with sniper and armor-piercing skills, which belong to single target damage. In terms of the intensity of firepower, it is definitely not as good as Su Yuxin's mechanical army, but the gunners have high physical armor penetration and ultra-long-range sniper capabilities, high-end combat power dedicated to hitting the enemy, one shot at a time, without fail. Zhao Yuan accompanied the enemy to exhaustion. The guild units, intelligent creatures, and beast forces in the 3500 W unit were almost dead, and even if there were any leftovers, they would have fled long ago. There are only hostile players who are constantly being resurrected, but now there are 6 rounds of eternal blazing sun above the sky. Under the high purification and burning, the enemy will be melted by the hot light even just after being resurrected. This is no longer a matter of using life piles, it cannot be revived at all, a player shouted. Just 1 second after being resurrected, I was burned and melted, and the level dropped by 1 level, and the endless loop. If this continues, I will be killed back to level 0, the 7th level president of the Kangaroo Kingdom said in despair. Zhao Yuan saw through our intentions and simply ignored our idea of delaying time. It's just crazily collecting battlefield points. He has absolute confidence and thinks that the arrangement behind the valley will not hurt him. This is still playing with wool. I won't give it away. You will die after 3 seconds of resurrection. I don't care if you are a beautiful country or what, I will force you to quit anyway, a player from Great Britain said quickly. Besides, who knows that the beautiful country will not give compensation? When the time comes, the beautiful country will not believe what it says. Aren't we all useless? That's right, brothers, don't give it away, let's force quit together, stop the loss in time now, and we can recover some losses. A large number of hostile players chose to quit because the enemy didn't know about Phoenix's Nirvana skill, so Phoenix died twice. With a skill Halo bonus, after Nirvana was reborn twice, all attributes were strengthened by 10 times. Zhao Yuan can no longer kill the enemy, because the 6 rounds of Eternal Blazing Sun have burned this area into a wasteland on Earth. The little phoenix spread its crimson wings, carrying 6 rounds of scorching sun on its back, and the light reflected its gorgeous feathers brilliantly. This is the real power of the beast. 1 beast is enough to slaughter the city, Yu Ning said. The phoenix after Nirvana is constantly superimposed, and reborn is definitely an existence that makes the enemy tremble, within the range of sight. All enemy living creatures were evaporated, and all the guild buildings were melted, leaving nothing. Even the loyal allies of the beautiful country have forcibly quit, because they themselves know that if they are really killed to level 0, they will be worthless. The beautiful country will not waste resources on waste. Looking at a blue aurora in the sky, Zhao Yuan was surprised and said, "Is there an aurora deep in the valley? It was blocked by the eternal sun of the little phoenix just now, so I didn't notice it immediately. Could this be the enemy's method deployed deep in the valley?" Zhong Wen analyzed. The 3500 W troops just now are a bit ridiculously weak. Although it seems that there are intelligent creatures and beasts joining in, they are all weaker beasts. If I were the leader of intelligent creatures, I would only send moderately strong combat forces to participate in the battlefield. It is impossible to invest the top combat forces of the tribe on the battlefield between players. Chapter 178 Exile Zhao Yuan. Teammates have also been upgraded to level 58 and 59 and acquired new skills. It is worth mentioning that Yu Ning has obtained the cooling aura of SS level, and level 1 can provide 0.5% of skill cooldown reduction. Although Zhao Yuan has passive abilities, he also has many powerful active skills, such as Golden Sculpture, Outlaw, Indestructible Golden Body, Pure White Shield, and Angel's Embrace. Yu Ning, this cooling aura is comparable to the Experience aura, and it may be able to reduce the cooling by 50% after the full level. Zhao Yuan, Little Phoenix's Eternal Blazing Sun, Undead, and Resurrection skills can also be cooled down. Zhang Feng Wu, the cooldown of my Jianlei skills has reached 1 hour, and even the skills of the defense tower and the skills of the guild troops will be reduced. Think about the Halo ability that is extremely scary, uncomfortable. My abilities are almost all passive effects, Guang Heron sighed. The depths of this valley seem to have changed, and the modeled aurora is becoming more and more magnificent, and it is clear that the outside world is still in daylight. Zhao Yuan finally said, "Let's go, end this battle. We can even reach the 8th level guild." Now the average level of arms has also been raised to level 45. The crusade against the Demon King needs to kill all the brave sides before you can get the final reward and exchange the battlefield points. Outside the state city, above the boundless wilderness, 2 auras rising into the sky separated the clouds, and the nearby beasts trembled violently, uncontrollably prostrate body, as if kneeling to the monarch. The monarch level blue lion and the river swallowing toad have undergone a qualitative change in the level of life, swallowing the Cheyenne fruit in a large number of moon slaves. They were successfully promoted to the monarch level. According to the original situation, the 3 half-step monarch creatures needed to compete with each other, and the last one that survived absorbed the flesh and blood of the other 2, so that they could be promoted to the monarch level. They followed behind a man in a linen-colored robe, approaching the direction of the state city. Behind the ice and snow valley, it was already shrouded in mottled and magnificent aurora, and these aurora actually spewed out from the enemy's guild building. The 7th level president of the beautiful country placed a strange and simple square box near the crystal. The box was in a half-open state, and groups of quiet blue aurora emerged from it, squeezing above the sky. Enough time. After delaying the 3,500 W force for so long, the arrangement of the aurora astronomical phenomenon has finally been completed, the 7th level president of the beautiful country said with a sigh of relief. But don't be careless. Zhao Yuan's current level has skyrocketed wildly, and he has acquired new skills. The presidents of several other countries added, "I have been able to see the Fade Dao of the Devious Soldiers Guild, and their battle losses are 0. The 7th level president of the beautiful country smiled and said, "The arrangement has been completed. Even if Zhao Yuan gains new abilities, it is only level 1, meaningless." Zhao Yuan guessed our plan, but he was very confident in his own strength, so he didn't attack us, but kept killing the troops outside the valley. If it were me, with his strength, I would be disdainful of other people's traps, but these trump cards of mine were directly given by the high-level officials of the beautiful country. I must kill Zhao Yuan 10 times and forcibly dissolve his guild. The 7th level president of Lanxigo pointed to the clouds in the distance and said, "Zhao Yuan is here. What's the matter with this strong wind? It's actually boosting the speed of the flying island. It should be the astronomical ability person in Zhao Yuan's team." Chapter 179 Aurora Magic Box. Zhao Yuan looked around this empty space, and the stream-like twilight flowed past him in all directions. Exile is not an abnormal state, it is essentially sending me to another area forcibly. Therefore, there is no negative or control status in the status bar, and the active effect of the unyielding soul cannot be dealt with. Zhao Yuan felt a little regretful at this time, and did not apply the quota of the true oath to the guild crystal. Otherwise, if the enemy smashed the guild crystal, Zhao Yuan's hard work for so long would be in vain. Zhong Wen and Yunning were imprisoned, but Yunning has a permanent buff. After Zhong Wen is killed, he will be resurrected in 3 seconds. He cannot be forced to quit. He will be slaughtered 10 times. How to get out of this space? Is there no time limit? Or should the outside world smash this diamond cube? No matter how much Zhao Yuan struggled in this area, he couldn't break through the boundary, because he was a defender and didn't have powerful means of attacking and killing to break through the area. Yunning immediately activated the dodge halo. Although the level is very low, the effect will always be triggered when Zhang Fengwu used SSS sword come and Zhao Yuan was sealed into the Rubik's Cube. He was ready to destroy the diamond Rubik's Cube. Including Guang Heron, these 2 melee players have high reflex nerve attributes and extremely fast reactions. Guang Heron slashed out dozens of cyan blue smoke waves at high speed, and slashed towards the diamond Rubik's Cube. 60,000 sword blades turned into a long white dragon, aiming at the diamond cube. And several president-level powerhouses of the enemy stood in front of the diamond cube, and a force of 2,500 W rushed into the air. The units of the 7th level guild in the beautiful country are flying units of light gold quality. At this time, they are heading towards the guild crystal. Since the enemy dared to release the diamond Rubik's Cube, they must be prepared to protect the Rubik's Cube, and it would be difficult to be smashed by surprise. The 5.3 W Half-Blood Dragonmen were very powerful under the bonus of Sun Qiu's army formation. but they were washed away by the 2,500 W troops and began to die in large numbers. The 7th level president of the beautiful country commanded, first kill the Halo-capable person, then kill the celestial phenomenon-capable person, and then organize troops to knock down these defensive towers. Guildmaster level combat power and I will guard a diamond cube together. As long as Zhao Yuan cannot escape, no matter how strong the Guild of Deceitful Soldiers is, we will kill them with our lives. Zhang Fengwu's long sword Qilong was blocked by a large number of strong men, all of whom were instantly killed, but also consumed a lot of flying swords. The 7th level president of the pretty country finally resorted to his own ultimate killing move, but still failed to block the sword Qilong dragon. However, the quality of the diamond Rubik's Cube is very high, and it is harder than expected, but there are cracks and it cannot be split. Zhao Yuan inside the Rubik's Cube felt a shake, and a crack appeared at the hazy boundary. Is this my teammates trying to crack the Rubik's Cube? These items cannot be obtained by players below level 200. Most of them are bestowed by the high-level officials of the beautiful country, with the purpose of suppressing my growth. Zhao Yuan has no choice but to wait for his teammates to break the Rubik's Cube. As long as he returns to the battlefield, the enemy's doom will come again. Without Zhao Yuan's oath and anti-armor, the 25 million troops finally showed their due power. Just a round of long-range attacks was enough to instantly kill all living creatures in the Guild of Deceitful Soldiers. Countless assassin players approached Yu Ning after stealth, and the serrated dagger stabbed towards the back of Yu Ning's head, but Yu Ning was unscathed, and each powerful assassin was instantly killed. Assassins, a type with high explosiveness and low defense, would be instantly killed with full blood if they triggered a Thorn anti-armor. Battle information: the real oath triggers, the Thorn's anti-armor triggers, causing 900,000 real damage twice. Zhao Yuan saw that his battle message was triggered, which meant that one of Yu Ning, Zhang Fengwu, Chu Zhaoqing, and Su Yuxin was under attack. Chapter 180 Killing God. The 7th level president of the beautiful country shouted angrily, "The whole army is rushing to kill. This is the time to slaughter the gods. Even if you use your life to pile up, it will definitely be worth it if you can kill Zhao Yuan." A mighty attack hit the Guild of Deceitful Soldiers. Although his defense was reduced by 70%, his health attributes remained unchanged. Yu Ning turned on the dodge halo again, and now she is pursuing survivability. After the dodge is successful, it is no longer important to not be able to trigger the Thorn anti-armor. Zhao Yuan did not turn off the oath effect, although his dual defense was reduced by 70%, and the newly acquired perseverance did not stack much, because he was forcibly sealed at the beginning of the game. But there are still most of the attacks that can't break the defense and can only cause 0 points of damage, while most of the remaining attacks have armor-piercing attributes attached, which can deal double-digit or triple-digit damage. This is quite terrifying, because the number of attacks in this part of the defense has reached millions, and even a few million points of blood can't stop the fire in an instant. Zhao Yuan's Destiny Maniac passive finally took effect, returning 25% of his health every second. Zhao Yuan's blood volume dropped visible to the naked eye, but was fully restored in the next second. Battle information: trigger the oath effect, suffer 125 points of damage, trigger thorns against armor, and cause 95 W points of real damage twice. Trigger thorn anti-armor. Trigger thorn anti-armor. Trigger thorn anti-armor. 950,000 points of blood have been sucked. 950,000 points of blood have been sucked. Although Zhao Yuan's blood bar has dropped significantly, Yu Ning's skill Halo plus blood-sucking Halo is already 100% blood-sucking effect at this time. The full level SSS level blood-sucking aura is 20% of the blood-sucking attribute, and the skill aura plus 4 times the skill effect. Zhao Yuan turned on the fanatical taunt and a series of skills, and the enemy was crazily killed by the thorns against the armor. Zhao Yuan said in the group chat, "Under the Aurora sky, the defense value of both the enemy will be reduced by 70%, but my 30% defense attribute is already extremely outrageous, coupled with the exaggerated damage of thorns against armor, and the 100% blood-sucking effect provided by Yu Ning. I still have no solution. It's a pity. I originally wanted to use the gold sculpture, the pure white shield, and the angel's embrace. Since the enemy's strength is not enough, it is better to save these trump cards to face more terrifying enemies. Now that they are shown in front of the enemy can use intelligence to designate a battle plan against me. Zhong Wen, I was scared to death. I thought I was going to be wiped out by the group." Before that, the effect of Zhao Yuan's oath was shrouded, and the high blood-sucking attribute was almost forgotten, because the blood bar was always full, so it didn't matter about blood-sucking. Zhong Wen slashed at the enemy with a knife and said at the same time, "I don't think I can leave the Guild of Deceitful Soldiers anymore. The life here is simply too exciting, even without Zhao Yuan. Yu Ning's halo effect is worth following. Now it is 100% lifesteal, 100% crit, 23 times the experience value bonus, and 4 times the skill effect increase. Under the Aurora sky, the little phoenix was constantly killed, and then repeated nirvana, and the total attributes increased by 15 times. A round of eternal blazing sun volleys into the sky, and the enemies die crazily. They will soon fall into a situation where they have just been resurrected, and all of them will be instantly killed in the next second." Chu Zhaoqing used the little match girl premeditatedly. Before, it was because the phoenix's eternal blazing sun was too strong against the sky, and the whole map was burned, so I didn't have time to create the illusion of the little match girl. Chapter 181 Booty. It's actually resurrected. The 7th level president of the beautiful country was completely desperate. Just exposing a few skills, he is already the strongest defender in the future, and he can even be resurrected on his own. Monster. Seeing Zhao Yuan resurrected from the embrace of the angels, all the enemies lost their fighting spirit. But at this time, it is in a state of battle and cannot be forced to quit. Only the remaining 2W half-blood dragons swept through frantically, harvesting the last battlefield points. The teammates also released powerful skills, but the most terrifying thing is the eternal scorching sun of the little phoenix. The evaporation damage for 1 second instantly melts the enemy. Zhang Fengwu used the flying sword killing technique to cut off the enemy's head from a distance, and Su Yuxin's mechanical army kept venting its firepower. And Zhong Wen lost all the bone units. At this time, he could only stand on the sidelines and watch the battle. After leaving the battle space, he would accumulate the bone units again. Gong Heron's long knife cut through the foundation of the enemy's guild building, cut off the energy gem of the enemy's defense tower, and split the pale gold shield of the enemy's chief shield defense player. 8 minutes later, the 2000W hostile player was slaughtered strongly, and withdrew from the battlefield during the 3-second resurrection cooldown, and needed to face serious punishment. Including the 7th level president of the beautiful country, most of the other president-level players and guild executives were controlled by Chu Zhaoqing's illusion skills. However, there are also some enemies with good willpower, barely breaking out of the illusion, and choosing to force quit during the next death and resurrection process. These 6.5W enemies will be killed as soon as they are resurrected, and they will be killed as soon as they are resurrected. Repeat and cycle until level 0. At this time, if you kill level 0 enemies, there will be no rewards. Zhao Yuan found the Aurora magic box placed by the enemy in the open space behind the guild Aurora magic box. It can be opened after consuming 300W experience points, and it will change the celestial phenomenon in the surrounding area within 1.5 hours. Under the Aurora, the physical defense and Rubik's Cube defense of the enemy and allies are reduced by 70%, times of use. 0 times. The one-time Aurora magic box can change the celestial phenomenon and form a terrifying blue aurora. It can only be used once, otherwise this item will be too terrifying. Release it directly on the battlefield is like a double-edged sword. If you use it well, it is an artifact, but if you use it badly, it will lead to the destruction of your own group, Zhao Yuan said. And when it is turned on, it needs to consume 300W of experience, which is equivalent to the experience of a level 70 player. Yu Ning said, your dual defense attribute is too high, plus the attributes extracted by the Baron's tentacles in the previous battle. Even if there is only 30% of the dual defense remaining, the enemy cannot break the defense, but this Aurora magic box really restrains you. Fortunately, it is a one-time item. In the end, Zhao Yuan smashed the last piece of the Brave Guild crystal with a pale gold shield in his hand, and won the victory of the Demon King Crusade. The level 0 enemy trapped in the illusion was forced to withdraw from the battlefield space. Although the enemy troops in the second wave are smaller than the first wave, the average level of the second wave is higher, and they are all elite combat power. The rewards you get after killing them are also more generous. Battle information: kill the target and trigger the talent hundreds of millions of times the proficiency. The current multiple is 90 times, a total of 4,562 W points of experience points. 25 times are obtained, and the player's personal level is increased by 9. Please complete the job transfer trial as soon as possible. In the current state, You cannot obtain attribute points for upgrading during the battle. 9 golden lights shrouded Zhao Yuan in turn, 25 times the experience value bonus, and the skill halo and experience value halo were full. Chapter 182 Permanent Invincibility Buff. Teammates' personal levels and skill levels have also been mentioned to improve. After all, it is a 25 times experience value bonus, and tens of millions, hundreds of millions of kills, and the experience points gained by killing players is much higher than that of beasts. The current battlefield standings are: first, Zhao Yuan 16.5 was second, Yuning 11.2 was third, Su Yuxin 7W. Battlefield points have been redeemed. Zhao Yuan got a point treasure box, and Yuning's lucky aura can already add 30 lucky points plus the 5-fold superposition of the skill aura, that is, 150 lucky attributes. What is this concept? Equivalent to the drop rate of items, the drop rate of high-level items is hundreds of times higher than that of ordinary players because even the current Zhao Yuan only has 3 lucky points surrounded by 153 lucky points. Zhao Yuan felt that his fingers were surrounded by a golden halo, which was the embodiment of luck. The points treasure box has been opened. Orange unit fragments 30, unit reincarnation symbols 3W, pet top evolution stone, copper coins 10 billion, guild building promotion authority 5, golden unit equipment blueprints, orange general blueprints. There is no doubt that it is a big explosion, and you can see a lot of orange words at a glance. The first is 30 pieces of orange unit fragments, only 40 pieces can be synthesized into the reincarnation pool, and Zhao Yuan has already accumulated 30 pieces in the previous battle. He consumed 40 pieces of orange troop fragments on the spot, and obtained an orange quality reincarnation pool. There are 20 fragments left, which means that he can completely obtain the second orange troop pool, Yaoyu Centipede reincarnation pool quality, orange consumption. 200W guild materials can reincarnate 100 units. Zhao Yuan has a total of 40,000 units reincarnation symbols, of which 10,000 were accumulated before he consumed all 40,000 pieces of reincarnation talismans, and one after another, centipedes with yellow carapaces crawled out of the reincarnation pool. Ghostland centipede quality, orange level, LV 10 HP. 160.7 magic value. 20 W power. 10.5 W physique. 9 W agility. 10 W intelligence. 12 W skills, dead but not stiff, magic, into the brain because it is an orange unit. The basic attributes crush the half-blood dragonman, but it was not that exaggerated because the Yaoyu centipede does not belong to the melee type, and it is level 10. Once it is reincarnated, what really makes the Yaoyu centipede comparable to the heavenly soldiers is the skill effect into the brain. The secluded centipede will drill into the brain of the enemy, control the brain nerves of the enemy, and use the living enemy as a puppet. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 183 Crazy Awakening. Except for a newly acquired few skills, the rest of the skills have been rushed to full level, and there is still extra proficiency. SSS level Infinite Flesh and Blood, Baron, Unyielding Soul, Thorns and Armor, Destiny Fanatic, Copper-Headed Iron Back, Fanatical Taunt, Yanho Windbreaker, True Vows reached level 100, the skill level has peaked. After passing the Awakening trial, you can continue to improve, triggering the talent hundreds of millions of times. Proficiency will skip the Awakening trial and directly obtain the Awakening effect. Zhao Yuan is very excited. The root of his strength is undoubtedly skills. At this time, he will have many secondary awakening skills, and he is also a secondary awakening of SSS level. SSS level Infinite Flesh and Blood Awakening Branch. Branch 1, skill effect plus 100%. Branch 2, skill priority increase, killing enemies in guild battles, arenas, etc. can also trigger the effect. Branch 1 can double the permanent HP limit after killing the enemy, but it already has 5 times the bonus of Yuning's skill aura, which is not bad for this doubling effect. Branch 2 can increase the priority. Even if the enemy can be resurrected and there is no real death, the Infinite Flesh and Blood effect can be triggered normally. It means that the arena, guild battle, national war, in the battlefield where the system allows resurrection, Infinite Flesh and Blood can be triggered normally. Zhao Yuan chose Branch 2, because he has the mark of the devil, and there will be a steady stream of brave men coming to crusade. In this Demon King crusade, The infinite flesh and blood failed to trigger once, and it was a blood loss Baron awakening branch. Branch 1, skill range plus 100%. Branch 2, the number of Baron tentacles plus 100%. There is no increase in the percentage of extracted attributes. Of course, you have to choose branch 2. The more tentacles of the Baron, the more terrifying the 5 times the skill aura will be. Only the total extracted attributes can form a crushing effect. Zhao Yuan chose branch 2, and the Baron's skill was prefixed with awakening and returned to level 0 unyielding soul awakening branch. Branch 1, soul strength plus 100%. Branch 2, immune control effect duration plus 100%. Zhao Yuan chose branch 1, because as long as his soul strength is high enough, he can immediately be immune to related control effects and mental attacks. Unyielding soul is prefixed with praise, which is the symbol of the second awakening skill Thorn's entire awakening branch. Branch 1, every time you take damage, trigger 4 true counter damages. Branch 2, add malicious detection. The enemy's killing intent, maliciousness, negative emotions, will trigger the anti-armor effect, with a range of 40 meters. Zhao Yuan chose branch 1, one way to go to the black. Using the medicine to change the branch effect, he can go back to the path of malicious anti-destiny maniac awakening branch. Branch 1, improve the effect of resisting serious injuries. Branch 2, active effect cooldown -6 hours. Zhao Yuan chose branch 2, anyway, you can change the branch effect, just follow your own preferences. Copperhead Ironback awakening branch. Branch 1, indestructible golden body evolves to double defense plus 300%. Branch 2, continue to improve armor piercing and magic piercing saving throws. Zhao Yuan chose branch 1, and turned on the double defense plus 300% of the indestructible golden body for 15 seconds. With a temporary defense value of perseverance and mysterious scales, it should not be too scary. It doesn't matter whether you wear armor or magic. Where the defense value after penetration is still terrifyingly high. Zealot taunt awakening branch. Branch 1, the taunt duration is increased to form a seamless taunt control. Branch 2, the priority is increased, and it still takes effect on high-level creatures. Chapter 184 Red Phoenix. More than 10 minutes passed, and the teammates left the awakening trial. Most of the skills had been awakened once, and their combat power soared. One of the most worth mentioning is Yu Ning's Halo ability skill aura awakening branch. Branch 1, skill range plus 100%. Branch 2, increased priority. In the face of the skills of the second awakening and third awakening, the increase of the skill Halo will be significantly reduced, and this hidden danger can be solved after the priority is increased. Since the skills after the second awakening are too high, the 5 times bonus of the skill aura will be greatly reduced after choosing branch 2. Even the third awakening skill can be fully strengthened by 5 times. Yu Ning naturally chose the second branch, because she only needs to ensure that Zhao Yuan's skills can always be strengthened by 5 times, and the range of the aura is not important. The branch effect of the experience Halo is plus 100% skill effect, which is 10 times the experience value bonus. Zhao Yuan said, I already owe 2 job transfer trials, and I haven't improved my attribute points for a long time. After most of Gong Heron's skills were awakened once, his whole body exuded a sharp aura. The 6.5W enemies who were killed back to level 0 and returned to Novus Village completely collapsed. I saw Zhao Yuan's record as a Demon King on the forum before, but I didn't expect that I would also be recruited. The 7th level president of the Kangaroo country returned to Novus Village at this time. Damn it, I followed a pretty country. How did I end up like this? It took a total of 18 years for me to reach level 71, and Zhao Yuan didn't die even once. He's a monster. The 7th level president of the beautiful country fell into madness. As the 7th level president, he has a lot of power. He even bought his own real estate in the safe zone and bought several NPC maids as a result. When he returned to before liberation, he didn't know what was muttering in his mouth, and finally he had a nervous breakdown and died in the wilderness of Xinshao village. The players who couldn't bear the blow all made the same choice, and the rest had to start from scratch and spend more than 10 years to level up again. The results of the battle against the Demon King began to ferment in the forum, and some participants left messages. Pretty country even prepared Aurora Magic Box, Diamond Rubik's Cube, and Imprisonment Talisman to deal with Zhao Yuan, but he didn't die even once, possessed the ability of self-resurrection, and was revived in place with 50% of the life value. It is said that the 7th level president of the beautiful country chose to feed the beast. 6.5 million people, All of them were killed by Zhao Yuan and returned to level 0, and tens of millions of other players have been killed more than 7 times, the Devil King of Xia Kingdom. The next time I meet Zhao Yuan, I will definitely run away immediately without looking back. At this time, the sky was approaching dusk. Although he had experienced a brutal battle, Zhao Yuan did not feel tired at all. Because he only needs to sit, and he can make tens of millions of enemies die over and over again. The oath effect is so easy to use, and now the 7 members of the team and the guild crystal have put the real oath on it, even if Zhao Yuan is forcibly sealed again. The whole team is still invincible and cannot take a single bit of damage. Zhang Fengwu opened the mouth and said, holding Zhao Yuan's true oath, this feeling is too comfortable. Knowing that I am invincible, no matter how dangerous the situation is, it is no different from going on an outing. The key is that in the arena, the effect of the oath will also take effect. Those of us are directly invincible, and we can always win crazy streaks, even if we encounter enemies stronger than us. Sun Kai urged, the personnel in the job transfer hall will leave. These job transfer tutors also need to rest. Don't wait for us to arrive, they just got off work. Chapter 185 Job Change Trial. The transfer tutor opened his mouth and reminded, Abyss-level difficulty, you may encounter plot secrets, or horror dungeons. These are scenes of 9 deaths. Everyone in the team is laughing and laughing. Anyway, there is an oath effect, and any dungeon can lie down. And when everyone entered the secret gate of light and appeared in a barbershop, exactly like a human barbershop. Job transfer trial, players need to play the role of a barbershop trainee to cut ideal hairstyles for customers. Surviving and getting good reviews will complete the trial. Note, when the fright value reaches 100, you will die instantly. Zhao Yuan, it's another horror dungeon. The only difficulty is the fright value. As long as you control your fear, you will be invincible. Yu Ning looked left and right and said, I'm looking forward to it. After all, after this dungeon is cleared, in addition to getting attribute point rewards, you can also directly increase your personal level. At this moment, the proprietress of the barber shop came out. Her face was cut with scissors, and even a corner of her skull was cut off. Wearing an apron-like clothing can block the contamination of customers' hair. The proprietress scolded, why are you all standing there? Didn't you see that the guests were already waiting in their seats? Cut according to the skills I teach you, and give each customer a satisfactory haircut. Zhao Yuan complained in the group chat. This is not taught, we didn't skip the beginning of the plot. Is this copy deliberately letting us play live? Zhong Wen, I have cut other people's hair. When did you have a part-time job? Zhao Yuan asked. It's just cutting the hair of the classmates in the dormitory. It's very simple, Zhong Wen continued. After cutting, he broke up with his girlfriend, saying that he was too handsome and his girlfriend was not worthy of him. Well, it was cut into Mediterranean by me. In the end, I could only push a flat head. His girlfriend saw the importance of boys' hairstyles and immediately woke up. Everyone, Zhao Yuan looked at the full audience, and found a female ghost in white, holding a clipper in one hand and a comb in the other. How old is this beauty this year? Zhao Yuan asked. Don't talk about it, I guess, it should be 28, right? Look at our skin, it's really well maintained, the female ghost said viciously. I'm only 18. Zhao Yuan immediately smiled and said, this is the importance of hairstyles. Today you have found the right person. How about we cut you a hairstyle that looks 10 years younger today? Really? The female ghost's pale and smooth face showed a look of anticipation. Young old man is innocent. Zhao Yuan showed a professional look, and kept pulling up the female ghost's hair, as if observing the guest's head shape. Then let's get started, the female ghost urged. If you can really be 10 years younger, I will give you a 5-star praise. Zhao Yuan wiped off the blood on his hands. There was a bowl-sized depression on the top of the guest's head, as if someone had hit him with a heavy weapon. I will customize your exclusive hairstyle according to your face shape, according to your hair quality, according to your weight, height, and occupation. How about it? Believe in my ability? Zhao Yuan asked with a happy smile. I believe, then feel free to leave it to me. When you get home, keep it so that your parents, grandparents, classmates and friends won't recognize it. It's very foreign. Zhao Yuan held the fader and slashed at the female ghost's head, causing a lot of hair to fall out. In the end, Zhao Yuan dripped all the potions he couldn't understand on the top of the female ghost's head. Chapter 186 When I opened a membership, I said it. Speaking of which, the rich ghost started to move towards Zhao Yuan, and Zhao Yuan slapped the rich ghost's hand away. This is another price? No, I'm selling my art, not my body. Zhao Yuan scolded righteously. The rich ghost got angry on the spot, and the whole room turned blood red, as if someone had placed a crimson ambient light in the corner. I'm a super VIP user. How dare you refuse me? Zhao Yuan smiled and said, let's leak, let's leak. The rich woman's body began to swell, like a wild boar. The water in the water pipe nozzle turned into blood, and terrifying fangs protruded from the mouth of the rich woman's ghost. When I signed up, I promised to play for free, but now I'm pretending to be arrogant. Do you know who I am? Zhao Yuan said indifferently, I'm a new employee, so I don't know about the free use agreement. The rich woman ghost turned into a ghost completely, as if it was like a devil. It swept towards Zhao Yuan with its sharp claws. Zhao Yuan opened the immortal golden body, and a layer of light golden key surrounded his body, which directly shattered the arm of the rich ghost. Trigger Thorn anti-armor, causing 195 W points of real damage 4 times. The blood volume of the rich ghost was almost emptied, and the barber shop has attribute bonuses for customers, so it is difficult to die here. The rich woman was directly pierced by the thorns and turned back to her normal form. Zhao Yuan stepped on the other person's face, took out a paper evaluation slip and said, pay, praise, understand, you are obviously a human being, how could you hurt me? I want to eat your internal organs. Put your baby into soup. Zhao Yuan directly pulled the rich woman up, soaked it in the bucket, and threw the hairdryer into it, and the blue arc jumped suddenly bump, bump, bump. There was a loud noise in the room, and some young male ghost employees showed strange expressions on each side. It's nice to be young? The proprietress came to the door of the room, knocked on the door and asked, MRS. Zhang, are you okay? Speaking of which, the proprietress turned the doorknob, and saw both Zhao Yuan and the rich woman smiling. The rich woman gave Zhao Yuan a 5-star praise, and then left in a hurry. 5-star, several male ghost employees around showed incredulous expressions. You can't judge a person by his appearance? He can be measured by his appearance. At most, I can only give Mrs. Zhang a 1-star praise, and it is considered very strong if I don't give a bad review. Zhao Yuan said, it's nothing, Mom, this is my evaluation list. The proprietress looked Zhao Yuan up and down, and was busy perming the big customer's hair again. People spoke in the group chat. This is the abyss level? It doesn't feel like it. Physical superpower is easier to use than I imagined. No, the 5-star praise list has been piled up, Zhang Fengwu said casually. If a customer finds fault on purpose, there is no need for Zhao Yuan's thorny anti-armor. I will give it a teppanyaki with my 9 Yankee, Zhong Wen also said. These customers will deliberately find the player's mistakes, and then have an excuse to attack us, but what we are afraid of is that the enemy will not attack us. True retaliation directly smashes its teeth and mouth. Zhao Yuan, that Mrs. Zhang just now should be a very powerful evil spirit. She actually knocked out 156 points of my HP. It's so terrifying. I haven't seen 3-digit damage for a long time. Chapter 187 Leopard Avatar. 5 minutes later, Zhao Yuan gave the yellow-haired ghost a brand new haircut with a hairdryer. The yellow-haired ghost looked at the golden hair falling all over the floor, and felt that his heart was bleeding. On his almost bald head, there was a sushi-like curl. Is this a Japanese hairstyle? The yellow-haired ghost showed faint ghost lines on his body, and a pungent bloody breath permeated out. Zhao Yuan said, isn't that Japanese enough? The Warring States General's hairstyle is clean and Japanese. Isn't this 100% in line with your requirements? The yellow-haired ghost burned with rage, tore off his head, pointed to the back of his head and said, then what's behind this? How did you shave a leopard for Lao Tzu? Zhao Yuan said with a smile, everyone changes the leopard's avatar. I directly sketched a leopard's head portrait on the back of your head, which means that you have made a lot of money this year, and you will lose ingots at home. The yellow-haired ghost collapsed. Every time I step into the barbershop, it's an unknown challenge, but every time I end up with a crushing defeat. The yellow-haired ghost seemed to have seen through the ghosts, and lit a cigarette. I'll bring a few more people to take care of your business later, Zhao Yuan said happily. Then the relationship is good. Good reputation means good publicity. The yellow-haired ghost spit out a smoke ring and said, bring some more people. Don't say I bullied you. When Zhao Yuan came up, he gave Wang Fag a big sinus, pay, praise, and dare to threaten me. After a fat beating, the yellow-haired ghost successfully wounded himself to the brink of death. Wait, I'll call someone. Zhao Yuan watched the head of a leopard shaved from the back of his head and gradually ran away, and sat on the seat slowly, waiting for the end of the dungeon. An hour later, The yellow-haired ghost surrounded the barber shop with a large group of killing mat guys. Big brother, this shop shaved my aristocratic hairstyle into such a bird-like shape and beat me up. These are all human beings. We smashed their store and took the humans back to eat. Zhao Yuan glanced at it. All of them were guys with colorful hair. Dozens of people. Bullying my little brother's bullying me, brother smashing the store. Yun Ning said, our mission has not yet been completed, and we cannot let the barber shop go out of business. Zhao Yuan covered the entire barber shop within the oath, and every grass and tree here became invincible. The attack of dozens of evil ghosts fell on Zhao Yuan, triggering the thorns anti-armor one after another, and the 4 real counter-injury caused the ghost's blood to be emptied. The leader, who was almost completely wiped out, took out a firework and set it up in the sky, exploding a splendid skeleton smiling face, 1 cloud-piercing arrow. Thousands of troops will meet. It didn't take long for a large number of evil spirits to gather like grandpa and grandma, and the terrifying army of evil spirits began to march towards the barber shop. The proprietress was stunned. What happened? We are a barber shop here, not a battlefield. What did you mice do? Isn't it just a haircut? Why did the customers smash my shop? The yellow-haired ghost said coldly. Ask your good nephew. Look at the hairstyle he cut for me. This is completely enough to call the police. Nephew. The proprietress was stunned. Zhao Yuan smiled and said, good end. This matter is left to us. If the store is saved, remember to let our mission pass. Zhao Yuan summoned a complete phoenix, the size of a truck, and a long and narrow tail took up half the length. Chapter 188 Sovereign Level Chairman. A layer of smooth and mysterious scales appeared on Zhao Yuan's skin, and the surface was engraved with intricate mysterious patterns and strange logos. This is the display effect of the skill of the mysterious scale. The eternal scorching sun of the little phoenix attracts the evil spirits in the whole ghost town. Zhao Yuan lifted the phoenix's oath effect, allowing the phoenix to be devoured by the crazy group of ghosts. In order to make it easier for the phoenix to trigger the nirvana effect, Zhao Yuan also used the Baron skill to extract the attributes of the phoenix. Baron skills can be used on friendly units. Zhong Wen looked at the pet that had turned into a phoenix egg and said, the most miserable person of the year. Little Phoenix, unfortunately, I haven't obtained a new bone summoning thing, but the skill of removing bones from living people can still be used. These ghosts even have bones in them. After converting the white bones of the evil spirits into summoned objects, and then turning on the self-destruction of the white bones, although the evil spirits cannot be harmed, it can still have a considerable impact. Zhao Yuan is constantly being attacked, and the Thorn's anti-armor will trigger tens of thousands of times every second. Now it is praise. Thorn's anti-armor, and each time he takes damage, it will be counter-injured 4 times. At first, these evil ghosts were able to break through Zhao Yuan's defense a little, but the more they fought back, the harder they found Zhao Yuan. Even some very advanced ghosts couldn't break Zhao Yuan's defense. Zhao Yuan, now I am the type that gets stronger in the Vietnam War. The last thing I am afraid of is to fight a protracted battle and kill all these ghosts. If nothing else, there is definitely a permanent HP limit of 500 W points. At this moment, a 30-meter-high towering ghost slammed towards Zhao Yuan, with a blood-red ghost flowing from its shoulders. With a posture of collapsing the Buzhao mountain, he pushed towards Zhao Yuan. Zhao Yuan unhurriedly activated the indestructible golden body, double defense plus 300% effect for 15 seconds, and a layer of pale golden astral aura lingered on his body. The majestic ghosts were stunned, and the ghost's shoulders quickly appeared cracks, and they continued to spread, and soon the entire body was completely shattered. Zhang Fengwu added Jiuyang True Key to the blade and performed the flying sword killing technique. With a flash of cold light, hundreds of evil spirits were pierced by the flying sword, and the wounds were melted. Sword, the dense silver-white long swords flew out from Zhang Fengwu's backpack, and were stacked neatly behind Zhang Fengwu. The red golden True Key was burning on the tip of each blade of the sword, and at this moment, it was like a dragon returning to the sea, madly strangling it among the evil ghosts. The proprietress shouted from behind, "Stop fighting, stop fighting. Stop it." Tens of thousands of evil spirits have been strangled frantically, and now Zhao Yuan's double defense has reached an extremely terrifying level. And Zhao Yuan also has 55% double anti-penetration immunity attribute. At this moment, an indomitable evil spirit came out. Step by step towards the barber shop. Chairman quality, sovereign level, LV 70 HP. 8000 W magic value. 700 W power. 100 W physique. 150 W agile, intelligence. 100 War Skills, Invasion, Psychic Power, Sanity Drowning. Chapter 189 Attribute Point Hurricane. Zhao Yuan released the frenzied taunt again, applying the taunt state to all the evil spirits, and doubled the attack speed, and reduced the attack power by 40%. The priority of praise, frenzied taunt is very high, and even the monarch level cannot weaken the influence of the skill. Here comes a very interesting situation, frenzied taunt plus perseverance plus mysterious scale. The last two skills are attacked once, and the effect is superimposed once. The fanatical taunt doubled the enemy's attack speed, which meant that the superposition speed of the temporary defense value would double. Perseverance, temporarily increase physical defense by 5000 W points. Mysterious scale, temporarily increase magic defense by 5000 W points. With such a high amount of double defense, the chairman's mind attack just now couldn't even break through the defense. The yellow-haired ghost with a leopard hairstyle was frightened. How can an unknown person in a barber shop be the hidden ultimate boss? What kind of shit luck am I? The chairman of the convenience store chain is about to be beaten to death. The gangster brother of the yellow-haired ghost was almost crying in fear. It was clearly agreed that it was just a simple daily activity. How could it develop into what it is now? I can't even escape. If there were not a large number of evil spirits blocking the front, we would have been killed by anti-armor. At this time, the monarch-level chairman also wanted to escape, but he didn't have the ability to release the control state, and even if he had, he might not be able to release the control of praise, frenzy and sarcasm. At this moment, he can only activate the invasion skill, which should not cause back damage to his body. The chairman's face was stained with ink. The wrinkles on his facial features were clearly visible, and two dark green strange symbols protruded from his pupils. Invasion, Yun Ning, with the lowest willpower and resistance, was the first to be affected. There was a tear in her shoulder, no blood flowed out, but a human body, which was the shrunken version of the chairman, stretched out his black hands, and locked Yun Ning tightly neck. The same situation happened to other teammates one after another. A part of their body split off and turned into the shape of the chairman. He wanted to invade everyone's body. Battle information, affected by the invasion skill, the resistance and soul strength are being judged. The judgment is successful, and the invasion the effect is immune. Successful skill attack, triggering Thorn's anti-armor, causing 500 W real damage 4 times. Since the priority of praise, Thorn's anti-armor is too high. Even if the control skill hits Zhao Yuan, the anti-armor effect will be triggered. The chairman only has the last bit of blood left, which is about 1/8 of the value. If he triggers another anti-armor, he will die completely. Even if it didn't trigger anti-armor, Eternal Yang would almost vaporize the chairman to death. The chairman, who was seriously injured, couldn't continue to maintain the invasion ability, and the effect on his teammates was lifted. Yun Ning loosened her neck, and a red handprint was pinched on it. Yun Ning said, "It was the chairman's will that invaded our body just now, and we share the same blood volume. If anti-armor is triggered, it will form a cycle effect of self-injury, and finally graft it onto Zhao Yuan. Fortunately, it was lifted early, otherwise who knows what will happen." Zhang Fengwu shook his sleeve robe, and hundreds of life and death talisman ice flakes flew out of it, branding them into the evil spirit's body. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 190 SSSS Level Unlimited Body. Zhao Yuan added 2000 free attribute points to his physique, and his physique attribute soared by 1.1 W points. After being transferred to rank 4, Zhao Yuan's attributes have been improved in an all-round way, and his priority has been increased. Battle information, a total of 8,652 W points, 50 times the experience value gained. The player's personal level has been increased by 5 levels. Please complete the 5th round as soon as possible, and the current state cannot obtain attribute point improvement. Kill the target and trigger the talent hundreds of millions of times of proficiency. The current multiplier is 100 times, a total of 5,632 W points of proficiency, 105 times, are obtained. The unawakened skills are increased by 20 levels, the first awakened skills are increased by 15 levels, and the second awakened skills are increased by 10 levels. After Yun Ning's experience aura is awakened, she gains a branch of plus 100% skill effect. Therefore, The experience value is increased by 10 times, and the skill aura is superimposed, which is 50 times the upgrade speed. Yun Ning said, the more you level up, the more experience you will spend, and the 50 times more experience will only increase by 5 levels. Su Yuxin guessed, it's possible that the experience points obtained by killing ghosts are not as high as killing players, but I am very satisfied. Ordinary players don't know that it will take a few months before they can be promoted to one level at the stage of level 70. Trial information, through the horror dungeon, all members will receive a special reward soul strength plus 5. Zhao Yuan said, my full level awakening skill only increased my soul strength by 100 points. This attribute is extremely difficult to obtain. One of the ways to obtain it is the horror copy. It's not too early, we'll have another rank 5 trial tomorrow, and then we'll find time to raid a dungeon and update our equipment, Zhang Fengwu said excitedly. I'm going to play in the arena. With the oath buff, I can have an unlimited winning streak. Maybe I can also get a Demon King mark. At that time, all members of our team will be wearing the Devil's Mark. This is the real Xia Kingdom's Devil team. Speaking of the arena, Zhao Yuan also remembered that the current sports mall has updated a lot of precious commodities. I still have a lot of guild supplies and funds but I haven't used. I will wait until tomorrow. Anyway, the guild crystal has a permanent oath buff, and I can't even lose the guild battle. Then we'll do our own activities, and we'll focus on it tomorrow to make a rank 5 job transfer. Everyone scattered, or two teams played in the arena, or they would rest in the guild building, or all go to dinner together. Zhao Yuan casually flipped through the regional chat channel and saw a lot of useful information. It mentioned that the largest auction in the state city will be held tomorrow, and the second slightly valuable information is that the remaining 2 beast masters in the wilderness have advanced to the monarch level. This time was terrifying, but Zhao Yuan's name was mentioned in these discussions, and the players became calm. Auction, Zhao Yuan recalled, last time I passed by the auction house where the jewelry craftsman is located, I met a bloated player who offered to buy blood moon sand, but the person who traded with me later was a different person. The player's personal level reaches level 78 and acquires new skills, trigger the talent Eternal Blessing, and have obtained SSS level Infinite Physique LV1, SSS level. Every time you kill an enemy, your physical defense will be permanently increased by 0.001 to 1 point, and the skill effect will increase with a level. Chapter 191 2 Monarch Level Beastmasters. At the beginning of the battle, Zhao Yuan activated Yanhua Windbreaker, which could burn 4 times per second. With his current blood volume and defensive attributes, the saber player on the opposite side would definitely not last for 7 seconds at this time. A red halo appeared on Zhao Yuan's body, marking his heart. Then the saber player activated the sprint skill, and the saber in his hand seemed to be a work of art in the hands of a fencer, precisely and gracefully locking the position marked by the red light circle. Zhao Yuan was unmoved. This is just a level 75 player, with a bonus of armor-piercing skills. It is impossible to break through the defense. Kang! The sharp saber in the female player's hand unexpectedly broke, and its durability completely returned to 0. Then it was lightly touched by 4 real wounds, and it directly turned into a data streamer. With a blocking army shield, Zhao Yuan cancelled the vital injuries of the fatal parts. Whether it was chopping the neck, stabbing the heart, piercing the spleen or other common fatal parts, it was meaningless to Zhao Yuan. Sure enough, this Demon King of the Xia Kingdom is too powerful. We can only wait for the brave warriors of rank 7 to fight him, and the ones of rank 6 will be sent to death. The audience looked calm, and the saber player was destined to be killed in seconds. What about the SSS level ability users from other countries? Why don't they come to snipe Zhao Yuan? Everyone is SSS level ability users. Under the high-level crushing state, Zhao Yuan will definitely fall into disadvantage. Needless to say, these SSS power users have all become devil players in their respective countries. Zhao Yuan has not yet unlocked the devil versus devil mode, so few people are his opponents. 7k. Zhao Yuan crushed all the way, and even encountered players at level 90, but he was still easily killed by him. Zhao Yuan didn't even reveal a single whole card, and he was already in PvP with most of his passive abilities. Invincible. Arena information, win the battle, get 980,000 experience points, 650,000 skill proficiency points, 7,000 competitive coins, and 366 devil points. Now Zhao Yuan has 7,000 plus competitive coins for a competitive match, and he doesn't even need a minute for a match. Zhao Yuan is getting tired of watching the 3-second countdown. Taba had no choice but to start the battle with a 3-second countdown. Zhao Yuan has played hundreds of Demon King tournaments and has won consecutively. At this time, the points of the second-level Demon King mark have been accumulated. The Demon King mark has been promoted to Tier 3, Tier 3 Devil mark, arena consumption reduced by 15%, all attributes plus 15%, the mark will be lost after the winning streak is interrupted, personal Demon King mark plus guild Demon King mark, now it's a 30% bonus to all attributes, and the competitive currency of -50W has also returned to a positive number, and you can even buy a lot of goods. It was already 12 o'clock in the middle of the night, and Zhao Yuan was still mentally exhausted. He teleported to the guild building and closed his eyes to rest. A brand new day begins. Zhao Yuan gets up from the president's exclusive bed. The president's room is the most luxurious and spacious. Just as Zhao Yuan walked out of the room, he saw Zhong Wen in the corridor. Zhong Wen said, "The body of the monarch-level chairman who was killed yesterday is full of dark and sticky blood, not to mention bones, not even a single organ, so I didn't get the monarch-level bone summoner, but now I have it again." Zhao Yuan raised his brows. "You mean there is a new sovereign class? I saw in the regional chat channel yesterday that the other two beast masters in the wilderness have been promoted to the monarch level. Could it be that the beast masters set off a wave of beasts to attack the city?" Chapter 192 Blood Moon in the Day. Su Yuxin took out 3 mechanical devices from his backpack and threw them into the air, and the 3 dive fighters were deformed in midair. Through the radar of the fighter plane, Su Yuxin easily captured the coordinates of the 2 monarch-level beast masters. Life energy was so powerful that it seemed like 2 groups of open flames were moving on the radar screen. Everyone took the fighter plane and arrived at the target area within 15 minutes. 2 monarch-level beast masters were chasing and killing a high-level team of a 7th-level guild. The leader of the 7th-level guild can't even stop the 3 attacks of the monarch-level creature, and it won't take long for this team to be destroyed. Zhao Yuan felt something was wrong in the back seat of the fighter. Why would 2 monarch-level beast masters choose to join forces? 7K, shouldn't the beast masters fight each other to evolve themselves? Also, how did these 2 beast masters get promoted to the monarch level? Originally, there were 3 half-step monarch-level beast masters competing with each other. After one of them devoured the other 2, most of them would be able to be promoted to the monarch level, and then initiate a beast fight against the state city. I have killed the half-step monarch-level black-legged pengbird. Where are these 2 beast masters going to devour so much flesh and blood energy? Yunying also frowned, and the beast master attacked the high-level team of the 7th-level president. This kind of incident is fleeting. When the news came back, this team should have been dead for a long time. How can it be abruptly let us know? It seems, this looks like a trap. Zhang Fengwu took over. Zhao Yuan looked at the scene where the Beastmaster was chasing the high-level team of the 7th-level guild below. More than half of the players were killed, and the mutilated corpses were dragged all the way. Even if it's a trap, there are only 2 monarch-level creatures, but it's not a threat to me. Saying that, Zhao Yuan set the human race below as a friendly unit, covering the oath effect. The Beastmaster's attack triggered the thorns anti-armor, causing 4 terrifying real counter-injury. This is Zhao Yuan's oath buff. Big boss Zhao Yuan is around here, the 7th-level guild leader said ecstatically. The vice president said from the side, Zhao Yuan's guild has just completed the crusade against the Demon King, and destroyed 25 brave guilds in a crushing manner, and he also killed a group of senior guild leaders back to level 0. He can definitely defeat the monarch-level Beastmaster. We are saved. The surviving players burst into cheers. Zhao Yuan was the symbol of invincibility at this stage, and the next candidate for the strongest defender. Feeling safe, Zhao Yuan? How is that possible? Did the envoy say that Zhao Yuan was teleported to the 2nd-level main city? Why did he appear here? King Shi was shocked. Even if it was promoted to the monarch level, he was full of fear of Zhao Yuan. Tanjiang Toad said, we have received the daytime blood moon buff from the gods, and can obtain the power of the blood moon domain in the daytime. All attributes plus 300%. This Zhao Yuan's record is nothing more than killing only half a step. Sovereign level, the 2 of us may join forces to kill Zhao Yuan. King Shi also thought about it. That's right, we are a real monarch level now. We have no moisture at all. And we still have the special state of the blood moon in the daytime. This half-step monarch level that Zhao Yuan killed a few days ago has just passed. How long? Maybe not our opponent at all. Zhao Yuan put his hands in his pockets and fell from the sky. smashing a huge pothole on the ground. Boom boom boom. One after another figure fell from the air, forming a situation of siege. Zhao Yuan said leisurely, the kitten and frog on the opposite side, raise your hand, you are already surrounded. I'm a toad, not a frog. The widowhood bulge on the river swallowing toad continued to expand, as if it would burst at any time. It's a little disgusting, I'd better go back to the mechanical tank. Yuning left the battlefield. River swallowing toad said quickly to King Shi, Zhao Yuan has the ability to taunt, we can't escape, and killing Zhao Yuan together is the only way out. Zhao Yuan said, I'm curious, how did you two get promoted to the monarch level? Could it be that you picked some rare spiritual fruit? You fierce beasts will join forces? Isn't it supposed to kill each other and devour the essence of flesh and blood? Chapter 193 Unknown Pollution. Zhao Yuan first activated the fanatical taunt and barren skills to control the enemy and extract 35% of the life, dual defense, and resistance attributes. The sovereign-level river swallowing toad and blue lion fell into a state of frantic taunting, their attack speed doubled, and their attack power dropped by 40%. Two greasy lavender tentacles protruded from Zhao Yuan's body, and were grafted onto the two beast masters, sucking attributes like straws drinking juice. At the same time, the range of the Baron skills is very far, and thousands of Baron tentacles are extended to stab the invisible enemy, extracting the attributes of the distant beast. The blue lion's body is surrounded by cloud-like blue flames. It activates the burning magic skill, and its attacks can burn the target's mana. Similar to Guang Heron's burning soul skill, the blue lion then released its wild power and bit Zhao Yuan. With a majestic body as high as 30 meters, full of ferocious muscles, and covered with a blue mane, the blue lion opened its huge full of fangs, and got down on Zhao Yuan violently. Zhao Yuan opened the indestructible golden body, with a thick layer of light golden mouth surrounding his body surface, dual defense plus 300%, Kang. The blue lion's fangs were shattered, and dark red blood flowed from its mouth. How is it possible? I'm a true monarch, and my attributes are plus 300%, yet I still can break through Zhao Yuan's defense. Battle information, suffering damage, the damage has been reduced by 80%, the blood volume has been reduced by 0 points, the thorns are triggered, and 1,500 W points of real damage are caused 4 times. Serious deformation appeared in the ferocious muscle tissue of the blue lion, and the real damage of 6,000 W made it feel unprecedented pain. King Shi turned on the phantom clone, and turned into 3 illusory clones, all of which inherited 70% of his own attributes. Relying on the traction of the avatar, this is relatively safe. Zhong Wen looked at the 2 sovereign beast masters with anticipation in his eyes. That's right, this avatar has powerful skills, I want it. He used the SS-level skeleton door, and the ground under his feet showed complicated domain signs of death, return to death, and white bones. Savina majestic, towering, primitive skeleton door with arched arches stands upright. The door opened, and hundreds of bone soldiers ran out of it, and a wave of bone units would be summoned every 3 seconds. This was still only a level 1 skill effect because it is an SS-level skill. These bone soldiers have high attributes. At this moment, they turned into death squads, rushed to the 2 beast kings, and then activated the bones to self-destruct. A violent storm of bone fragments formed and spread, causing considerable injuries to the green lion, and also restrained the clone of the green lion at the same time. Zhong Wen also used the living person's bone removal skill to make the skeletons in the 2 beast kings active and break free little by little. Zhong Wen said, with the effect of the oath, this skeleton door becomes an indestructible unit. Except for the consumption of magic points to build this skeleton door, the subsequent summoning of bone soldiers does not consume at all. As long as the skeleton door does not collapse, there will be a steady stream of bone soldiers. Guang Heron didn't draw the knife all the time. She found the perfect timing, and slashed out like lightning, completely cutting off the right leg of King Shi's body. Under the high sharpness, the hard flesh and blood of the sovereign grade seemed to be like tofu, and the cut surface was smooth and visible. The body of the green lion suddenly fell to the ground and kept rolling. After 10 seconds passed, Zhao Yuan had already extracted 35% of the attributes, and casually threw the little red phoenix out. Naturally, the river swallowing toad couldn't be exempt from the frantic ridicule. At this time, using the swallowing river skill, it opened its pitch-black mouth and devoured everything frantically. The teammates couldn't control their bodies one after another, and were sucked into the belly of the river swallowing toad, swallowing a lot of gravel, trees, grass, and sand at the same time. Chapter 194 SSSS Class Abyss Crown. The two Beastmasters who were completely polluted, even the internal organs became weird, as if they were going to jump through the skin to the outside world, and the overall strength was raised to a higher level. Because after the abyss pollutes the target, it will make the target lose their minds, fall into madness, and at the same time, their strength will skyrocket. In the case that Zhao Yuan had no chance to stack temporary double defenses, he could barely break through Zhao Yuan's defense. But it was only a 4-digit damage, and it still couldn't even break Zhao Yuan's pure white shield. The current pure white shield can inherit 100% of the life value. A shield like this Zhao Yuan can refresh 6 layers quickly, under the blood recovery effect of the Destiny Madman. These 4-digit damages are not worth mentioning. The river swallowing toad, which was out of control, frantically released the skills of swallowing the river, exploding, and spitting flow, but it could only continuously trigger the thorns against the armor, and was pierced by real damage time and time again. The blue lion, who could no longer see its original appearance clearly, activated the clone phantom, and each clone used the wild power skill on Zhao Yuan. The result was only 4-digit damage, triggering thorn anti-armor without intervals. Zhao Yuan. The terrible thing about polluting creatures is that they themselves are mobile pollution sources. Without the purification effect of the holy aura, we can only escape temporarily. The second point is that the out-of-control polluting creatures have no pain and will attack violently, but this actually speeds up the number of triggers of thorn anti-armor. Zhang Fengwu looked at the sacred flames lingering in his palms and said, the sacred value can also increase the damage to evil creatures. We will be able to kill these 2 monarch-level polluting creatures soon. But what needs to be vigilant is, who has the ability to contaminate 2 monarch-level beast kings, and plan this trap at the same time. In retrospect, the special state of the day and blood moon may be the seed of pollution. Otherwise, how could the Beastmaster be so easily polluted? Blood moon and blood moon, Zhao Yuan muttered, thinking of the blood moon sand grain item that he had obtained. Its function was unknown, but he sold it in exchange for a reincarnation talisman worth 100 million guild supplies. President, it really is the right choice to stay here. Even the monarch-level beast king polluted by the abyss can only deal 4-figure damage to Zhao Yuan, the vice chairman Yu Sheng said after the catastrophe. As long as the level increases, Zhao Yuan can definitely replace the title of the strongest defender of guild leader Lingshan. Staying by Zhao Yuan's side is permanent invincibility. Damn it, if I'm strong enough, I can try to become Zhao Yuan's teammate. The 7th level president widened his eyes and said, I'm not dead yet. How dare you talk about job hopping in front of me? Besides, it's not like you can't see how high the gold content of Zhao Yuan's team is. Every single one of them is a strong player on its own, and they are all characters who can crush the leader level combat power. 10 minutes passed, and the blood bars of the 2 heavily polluted sovereign beastmasters were emptied. And Zhao Yuan's thorn anti-armor knocked out 9 out of 10 of the boss's damage. Even Little Phoenix's Eternal Blazing Sun can't catch up, because Eternal Blazing Sun is a full map coverage attack, and the output to a single target will definitely not be too exaggerated. Boom, the familiar golden light shrouded Zhao Yuan's body, and his level increased by 4 levels. The corpses of 2 huge monarch-level beast kings fell to the ground. At this time, a blood-red human arm quietly stretched out from the void, pierced into the hearts of the 2 beast kings, and pulled out 2 strange square hearts, and these 2 hearts are still beating, as if they are pregnant with new life. Boom. 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 Chapter 195 5-Turn Trial. The sanity value of each player is 100 points, which basically will not increase. If the sanity value is reduced by half, it is already extremely dangerous, and it may fall into the abyss of out of control at any time. The abyss pollution resistance can make Zhao Yuan immune to pollution. If the true vow is awakened again, it is estimated that I can graft a pollution of friendly units onto myself. After killing 2 monarch creatures, infinite flesh and infinite body are triggered. Since the levels of the 2 skills are different, infinite flesh permanently increases the upper limit of HP by 10 points. Infinite physique permanently increases physical defense by 2 points. The 7th level president on the side approached. Thank you Zhao Yuan for your help. I could see clearly from the side just now that a blood-red arm suddenly appeared from the void, pulling away 2 beating hearts, and the attack of the 2 almost cut off his arm, and the enemy did not leave any handle. He could control the pollution of the abyss freely. Who could it be? Zhao Yuan responded, when the soldiers come, they will block it, and the water will cover it with the soil. Su Yuxin placed an awakened teleportation point, and the members of the 7th level guild teleported back to the state city. The awakening branch effect of the teleportation skill doubles the durability of the teleportation point, and doubles the teleportation effect. Su Yuxin naturally chose the second branch, and the number of people teleported each time increased by 100%. However, these teleportation points have durability. After the enemy destroys the teleportation points, subsequent teleportation cannot be performed. Zhao Yuan said, "You don't need to play this Hao Chang dungeon. Go directly to the secondary main city to play the level 70 dungeon. However, the large auctions held in the state city are very valuable, and many rare items will be on the shelves." Chu Zhaoqing said on the side, "The first 3 items in this auction are golden fashion, pale golden petigs, and smog candles, but the prices are ridiculously high, competing with each other. It will even far exceed the original price." 7K Zhao Yuan asked curiously, "What props are the smog candles? Why is it ranked third? I have only seen it in the auction brochure. It is said that it can temporarily shield the smog in the safe area, but it can only cover a range of a few hundred meters." Chu Zhaoqing replied. Afterwards, everyone took a dive fighter and returned to the state city, opening the way to the secondary main city Yuk City. After a full 10 seconds of teleportation time passed, the team arrived at the larger secondary main city, where the level ranged from 60 to 120. The total population reached 2000 W. Zhao Yuan's team bought a new map and arrived at the transfer hall all the way. After a simple communication with the transfer tutor seemed to be watching a group of dead people, and then started the Abyss level rank 5 trial. For the first 3 ranks, you can change jobs once for every 10 ranks, for the 4th, 5th, and 6th ranks, once for every 20 ranks, and so on. Rank 5 trial, enter the derivative world, survive and complete the task, you can complete the job transfer. The current difficulty is Abyss. World background: the war between witches and mortals was provoked, and countless people died because of this. The blood-stained Buddha, the tyranny of kings, the cruelty of witches. Task 1. Survive successfully in the Abyss level derivative world until the end of this war and the dust settles. Task 2. End this battlefield in your own way. The first task is to survive. What does the second task mean? Free play, Zhao Yuan said. At this time, everyone in the team has an alternate identity of the derived world, and they are all pawns of the Hydro Empire. That is, cannon fodder on the battlefield. It's not even a combat power, it's just a bait used to attract witches' magic. A little memory transmission entered Zhao Yuan's mind. The contradiction between the Black Lord Empire and the witches becoming more and more intense, and there is an irreconcilable contradiction between the mortal and the witch who is born with magical aptitude. After decades of hatred fermented, the war broke out, and Zhao Yuan's team replaced the soldiers at the bottom of the Heiju Empire. They lived today, and there is no such thing as tomorrow. Maybe let the player choose their own faction? You can choose to help the Empire kill the witch, or join the witch to resist the Empire's siege. Chapter 196 Free Play. The capital of wizards. 90% of the wizards in the whole world made their fortunes from here. At this time, they were cleared by the Empire. Most of the wandering wizards have returned in advance, and many of them are powerful and mysterious legendary wizards. When Zhao Yuan's team arrived here, the battle was at its most intense. This magnificent and miraculous city was entirely shaped by wizarding magic from the very beginning. Every brick and stone here is transported by magic, and every building is piled up by magic during the construction process. A large number of ancient protective magics were arranged. Zhao Yuan looked at the humans and wizards below, and regarded each other as enemies, and a large number of deaths would be born here every second. Zhao Yuan said, Task 2 lets us end the war that swept the world in our own way. For ordinary strong players, it is extremely difficult. 7K It's even as hard as reaching the sky. In such a vast battlefield, the power of an individual is like the light of firefly and the dust of sand and sea. Unless you sit in the military camp and formulate tactical strategies in the rear, it is possible to affect the direction of the war, but we are different. Killing people from both camps can crazily increase my HP and physical defense limit, and also get more experience points. Su Yuxin said, we can pretend to help the Imperial Army, and then I can lead the Imperial Army and exert the effect of 8 Legion formations. After destroying the wizard camp, we will push the Imperial side in reverse and slaughter the brutal king. Yuning also echoed, indeed, there are too many legendary wizards in the wizard capital. Although they are not our opponents, it takes a lot of time to kill them, and it takes a lot of time and cannon fodder to break through this city of miracles. By borrowing the power of the Imperial Army, we can speed up our progress in completing the trial. Zhao Yuan nodded and said, "Let Chu Zhaoqing turn on group stealth first, then we enter the Imperial Army's headquarters, and then unleash the illusion ability to let Sun Qiu control the military." Just as Zhao Yuan finished speaking, Chu Zhaoqing took out an ancient hat with a pattern's death and returned to death from the void. All the members of the team, including the dive fighter, disappeared little by little, as if they were stick figures erased by an eraser. Chu Zhaoqing entered the headquarters of the Imperial Army, which was filled with high-ranking Imperial generals, all at the half-monarch level. Chu Zhaoqing said, "Hades' invisibility cap awakening branch effect is invisibility level +1, and there is no flaw in the face of half-step monarch level Imperial generals." She then used the S-rank little match girl, and with a 5-fold bonus of the skill aura, all the generals fell into the illusion. At this time, the one who really issued the order was Sun Qiu. Large-scale battlefields are his specialty, and the so-called professional things are left to professional people to do. After Sun Qiu took control of the military, the buffs of the 8 legion formations were added to the panels of all Imperial troops. The Imperial Army's combat power suddenly increased, and then Sun Qiu released 5 celestial skills in an attempt to turn the battlefield into his own home field. But the entire wizarding capital is a magical fortress, and the strange and extraordinary magical power keeps the sky above the wizarding capital from being affected by celestial skills. Zhao Yuan said, "You command the Imperial Army here, let's break through the magical barrier of the wizard capital." Zhao Yuan said, "You command the Imperial Army here, let's break through the magical barrier of the wizard capital." Yuan's team all changed into the uniforms of Imperial generals, and put on noble sabers inlaid with fine gems. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 197: The Council of Wizards. Zhao Yuan activated the Baron skill, and 4.5 million Baron tentacles stretched out, grafting onto the powerful wizard, extracting attributes. Scribbling. Seeing that the wizard started to stop attacking, Zhao Yuan launched a frantic taunt. A large number of wizards could not release the control, so they could only attack Zhao Yuan desperately, and then were killed by anti-armor. Kang! Kang! The average level of the Imperial Army is level 70, the weakest is the quality of the Lord, and the strong one even reaches the half-step monarch level. At this moment, the crazy attack enveloped the magic barrier of the wizard's capital, but it could only smash out brilliant sparks, and no gap could be seen. Zhang Fengwu let out a loud cry, "Sword!" The 100,000 swords of the Imperial Army immediately broke free from the palm of their masters, and all of them hovered in mid-air, holding Zhang Fengwu like a sword god. The 100,000 sword blades were covered with thick and pure qi, turning into a long dragon of sword qi, rushing crazily on the magic barrier. Gong Herring also rushed to the magic barrier, slashed out a shocking blow, leaving dense cracks on the barrier. Su Yuxin's mechanical tanks, fixed turrets, dive fighters, giant mechas, cruisers, and nuclear submarines were all summoned. Although cruise ships and nuclear submarines cannot move, most of the thermal weapon systems they are equipped with can function normally. Su Yuxin stood in front of his Iron Legion, wearing a sky armor. Boom! Boom! Su Yuxin frantically fired medium-sized missiles from behind, and the exaggerated dense barrage also bombarded the magic barrier, and the electromagnetic pulse gun equipped with a mechanical tank continuously impacted on the barrier. Click! Click! The seemingly thin, but extremely hard magic barrier began to crack quickly. If the legendary wizards in the wizarding capital were not controlled by the frenzy and ridicule, 7 now, 2, magic can be done to close the cracks, but it is too late. Click! It was as if the ceramics were smashed, and the ping-pong pieces fell to the ground, and the magic barrier was broken. The Imperial Army used climbing equipment to quickly climb up the city wall. Under the difficulty of the abyss, the attributes of each pawn were terrifyingly high, so they were not worried that they would die if they fell off the city wall. The most important thing is that Yun Ning's halo also enveloped the Imperial Army, and Sun Qiu's Legion formation also added to the Imperial Army. This makes the 2 million defending warriors even more terrifying. A counselor wearing a white wizard robe said in disbelief, "How come there are so many terrifying powerhouses suddenly appearing in the Black Lord's camp? There are 8 people in total. I have never heard of such a powerful existence in the Black Lord Empire before. Any one of these 8 people is a powerful force that can easily kill wizard counselors. How could King Black Lord order these strong men?" The counselors in gray robes continued to cast double magic to counteract Zhao Yuan's frenzied ridicule. King Heju can't even tolerate us wizards who control extraordinary powers. How could he recruit humans who are more terrifying than wizards? Isn't he afraid that his throne will be overthrown by these strong men? And the strength of these imperial troops has been greatly improved. It is the ability of the woman in the 8-member team, overlooking the imperial army above the wizarding capital. A woman with a soft face and delicate features in the center seems to have turned into a modeled statue. Layers of mottled, clear and warm halos spread out from her body, covering the entire battlefield. Even going far beyond this area, the deputy chairman of the council, wearing a blood-colored robe, ordered, use substitute magic to counteract that man's ability. They must not be allowed to climb the city wall, and use forbidden witchcraft and abyss magic on me. Zhao Yuan's temporary defense value at this time is, perseverance, temporary physical defense plus 5000 W, lasts for 4 hours. Scale of mystery, temporary magic defense plus 5000 W, lasts for 4 hours. In addition, the attributes extracted from the 4.5 W Baron's tentacles are also frighteningly high, but the physical and strength attributes of wizards are very low, and the intelligence attributes are very high, so Zhao Yuan did not extract many useful attributes. Chapter 198, Destroying the Wizarding Council. Although Zhao Yuan was forcibly expelled from the battlefield again, the team members did not have the slightest worry, because they all took the vow of permanent buff. The 7 members of the team are still invincible, but the Imperial Army has lost its protection. A mighty magical attack fell on the Imperial Army, and a large number of deaths occurred immediately. Some soldiers were transformed into sheep or a piece of wood, some soldiers were pierced through the heart by magic, and some were directly turned into powder, dying transparently. The Lord was absorbed into the magic book just now, and the ability to graft damage has disappeared. An Imperial officer lost his arm and roared angrily as he watched the head of the Wizard Council. Under Sun Qiu's command, the Imperial Legion has continuously switched formations from the one-word-long snake formation to the 8-or golden lock formation, which is unpredictable and infinitely lethal. Frantically beheading the proud heads of the wizards, Sun Qiu's army formation skills allow his soldiers to perfectly adapt to the evolution of the formation. The leader of the council in a blood robe said, "Kill the remaining 7 mysterious powerhouses. This book seal can only restrain this man for a while, and he has no damage at all." The wizard counselors cast ancient and old magic, and the violent current gushed out from the top of the wand, covering Yunning. Battle information, trigger the real oath, trigger the thorns against armor, and cause 400 W real damage 4 times, exile me first, and then try to kill the remaining teammates. This is indeed the only way, Zhao Yuan said casually to himself. 7 However, the permanent buff quota of the true oath is long enough to sign all companions. At most, it is just delaying the end of death. Bump. A half-step monarch-level wizard member died on the spot. His body was covered with hideous wounds, and his eyes froze with inconceivable color. The head of the council with scarlet wizard robes and gray hair put down the wand in his hand. How is it possible? I have obviously sealed this man in the world of books. How did his ability seep out? The deputy chairman analyzed. The damage grafting effect on the Imperial Army disappeared, but his 7 companions still have this damage grafting state. Extremely tricky. Guang Heron cuts into the battlefield gracefully. Her soul-burning ability is extremely deadly for wizards. Facing the overwhelming magical attacks, she cut out her long knife continuously, cutting off these magic light clusters one by one. Guang Heron, after awakening the burning soul skill, the branch effect I chooses burning magic attack, combined with the high perception ability provided by the SS level mind eye, I can easily cut bullets and magic arrows. Saying that, Guang Heron beheaded a half-step monarch-level legendary wizard. Intestines, blood, organs, and soft tissues crashed down from the gap, and the bloody smell spread instantly. Da 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 da. Wearing a steel war skirt and short-heeled boots, Guang Heron quickly stabbed on the bricks and came to the magic book that sealed Zhao Yuan anyway. With the effect of the oath, she came directly to rescue Zhao Yuan, and Zhang Fengwu, as the second melee, also rushed forward. Zhang, the knife gang with the ability to burn mana, continued to flit out, forcing the chairman and deputy chairman of the council to use their flash ability to dodge many times. Relying on 1% sword intent bonus, Zhang Fengwu controlled a pale gold flying sword, and only pierced the eyebrows of 2 monarch-level wizards. Damn it. These 7 people can't be beaten, and controlling magic will also trigger the effect of grafting damage. The head of the blood-robed council was serious. But after all, He is an ancient-era wizard with rich combat experience, so he immediately thought of a countermeasure. Using summoning magic, the attack of the summoned object should only cause the summoned object to suffer back damage. We can forcibly expel these 7 humans. Chapter 199 SSS Level Contradictions. Battle information: the target has been killed, and the talent hundreds of millions of times proficiency is triggered, and the current multiplier is 120 times. Kill the enemy, and get a total of 9,632 W experience points, 50 times. The player's personal level has increased by 5 levels. In the state of not changing jobs, attribute points cannot be improved. A total of 7,885 W proficiency points, 130 times, are obtained. Unawakened skills increase by 20 levels, once awakened skills increase by 15 levels, and second awakening skills increase by 10 levels. At this time, there were no living people in the wizard's capital, and they were all burned to death by the eternal blazing sun. It was already 3 rounds of scorching sun hanging high in the sky at the same time. The upper limit was 7 rounds. The Imperial Army burst into wild cheers. They finally killed the most powerful wizard force in the world. Zhao Yuan said in the group chat, "These Imperial troops are not very good people either. Countless innocent civilians have died under their swords during the perennial battles, and King Hiju is a complete tyrant. It just happens to be used to brush my infinite flesh and infinite defense." Chu Zhaoqing also released the illusion ability, and the Imperial Army, who was in ecstasy, didn't know what they were about to face. Unlimited flesh and blood. Currently, the upper limit of blood volume is permanently increased by 1,000 W points. Unlimited physique. Currently permanently increase physical defense by 200 W points, 7k. The player's personal level has reached level 87, and he has obtained brand new skills. Trigger talent Eternal Blessing. All skills will remain at SSS level. Infinite Blues LV1, SSS level. Every time an enemy is killed, the magic defense will be permanently increased by 0.001 to 1 point, which can be superimposed without limit, and the skill effect will increase with a level, just right. Blood volume, magic defense, and physical defense are all together, and the 3 skills with the infinite prefix. Now killing an enemy can trigger 3 skills at the same time, permanently increasing blood volume and dual defense attributes, and the skill effect is multiplied by 5 times under the skill aura. There is only one skill that can permanently increase the resistance, and the obsessive-compulsive disorder will be complete. As Zhao Yuan's skill level increases, his own attributes also increase. After killing all the 2 million Imperial troops in front of him, he can get a lot of permanent attributes. At this time, Sun Qiu left the headquarters and returned to the team. Several generals of the Empire hurried out. He shouted in horror, "They are not the king's exclusive guard team. There is no such person in our Black Lord Empire. Even if there is, the king is unlikely to be sent to the battlefield. He is most worried about his own safety. He will only keep the strong by his side." The soldiers froze in place, the ecstasy of the previous victory still lingering on their faces. Zhao Yuan terminated the friendly relationship with the Imperial Army, and the Black Lord Empire was full of killing ideas from top to bottom in order to expand the territory. In these years, I don't know how many innocent humans have been killed. This is the common sense Zhao Yuan got from the memory of the identity he replaced. Zhao Yuan set all the empires as hostile units. And the 3 rounds of eternal blazing sun in midair began to burn wildly, and the blood volume of some weak soldiers melted instantly. The Imperial Army couldn't be more clear. Even the evil wizards hiding in the wizard capital eventually died in front of Zhao Yuan. They have no hope of survive at all. The team members also locked on a half-step monarch level and monarch level generals of the empire, and attacked wildly. 40 minutes later, the 2 million Imperial Army was also killed by Zhao Yuan's team. Zhao Yuan's level was raised by another 3 levels, and his infinite flesh, physique, and blues skills were superimposed. The player's personal level has reached level 85, and he has obtained a new skill, Trigger the Talent Eternal Blessing, and have obtained the SSS level Contradictory skill. Chapter 200 Fist to Flush. Su Yuxin improved the speed and radar of the dive fighter by using the transformation and upgrading capability of the S-class. It took 2 hours to rush from the wizard capital to the capital of Hiju. This is also a huge and magnificent city, and the dark tones look extremely depressing and gloomy. Su Yuxin looked at the radar screen and said, "In this imperial capital, the place with the most life energy is undoubtedly the palace, where the powerhouses are densely populated. I don't even need a detailed map. I can capture the coordinates of the palace through life energy. There are 3 monarch-level lives hidden in the palace. This king is really afraid of death, and yes, the wizard's ability is unpredictable, and it is not difficult to directly transmit it to the king's bedroom to initiate an assassination. With a close-range protection of a monarch-level powerhouse, the king can sleep peacefully. Zhao Yuan took over and said, "Kill him and he can sleep in peace." Suyuxin, the total force in the palace is 50W, and the average strength is very high. We airborne directly to the vicinity of the king's residence. It's here, you can jump off the plane. Zhao Yuan and others fell directly from the sky, because of the permanent Vout buff, not to mention falling from a height of 10,000 meters, even swimming in magma. It is not impossible. Anyway, the damage is borne by Zhao Yuan. The violent cold wind washed over the bodies of everyone, and even if there was no pledge buff, members could use their own means to land safely. For example, Zhang Fengwu's Lingbo Weibu can step on the void, Chu Zhao King's mermaid skills, and Zhong Wen's bone demon possessed. Zhao Yuan watched the dense dark buildings below continue to enlarge, smashed through several layers of clouds, and then activated a low-altitude flying effect of pale golden wings. The wing pattern on the back of the armor instantly became real, and it was violently instigated, causing Zhao Yuan to levitate 3 meters above the ground. The sound of Sun Qiayu's fall was too loud, and he crawled out of the human-shaped pit in astonishment, wondering why there was only a smashing sound, and Yuning had no means of hanging. Zhao Yuan stretched out pale golden wings behind him. He grabbed Yuning, and the two fell safely. I was the only one who had a close contact with the floor tiles when I co-authored it. Isn't this a promise effect? Even the pain has been transferred. Zhao Yuan laughed. Then why are you Yuning? Take care of the lady. Do you have the heart to watch Yuning smash human-shaped potholes on the floor tiles? Zhao Yuan asked back. Be patient. Sun Qiayu climbed out. Yuning said with a smile. Push it all the way. This is the final battle. I can't wait to change to a set of level 80 golden equipment. Woo! The unique horn sounded, and the dense black armored Imperial army quickly surrounded the place. Zhao Yuan raised his brows. So quick response? It's only been a few seconds. It seems that the king was afraid of being assassinated by a wizard. The atmosphere in the entire palace was tense. The final battle between wizards and mortals was the most direct trigger for the assassination of the king by a monarch-level wizard. Finally, he was killed by the hidden powerhouse in the palace. The leader of the Imperial army was surprised and alert, not wearing a wizard's robe, nor a wand. Isn't it a wizard? How can it fall from the sky? And there is only one pothole on the ground? Does everyone else have the ability to levitate? Dare to break into the palace? The strength is definitely not low. It is impossible for someone to come and die in a foolish way. There have been many assassination incidents of wizards in the palace, and a large number of soldiers were killed in the process. The general of the Forbidden Army was actually terrified. Swish. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.